right, I'm Mark Pryor, here live in Toronto at the Sony Center with none other than Showdown Joe Ferraro. What was your predictions, first of all, about UFC 127? BJ Penn or Fitch?
It's tough. It's one of those fights where early on I predicted BJ Penn, and then I met a few people, some of the bigger name coaches out there, and we sat down, we analyzed BJ Penn, we analyzed John Fitch, we analyzed their former opponents, we analyzed their games, and everyone convinced me of Fitch. And I started going with Fitch, and then I got a phone call back, and it's like, well, wait a second, he now has gone onto that vegan diet. And the size difference that he was supposed to have over BJ Penn is no longer there. Apparently he's walking around 176 to 178, which isn't much. He doesn't have much weight to drop. So now it's like that size is gone. What's going to happen Saturday night? Who knows? But I like both guys. My heart says BJ, my head says Fitch.
For those of you who don't know, explain your connection with George St. Pierre and David Loiseau.
When I first started my mixed martial arts career, it was with the Universal Combat Challenge, which eventually became TKO, and David Loiseau and George St. Pierre both made their debuts under the organization that I was working with, and I just saw them both make their MMA's debuts and then work their way up to where they are today. George, obviously, arguably the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. David's career has gone up and down, and I still think he's one of the best middleweights in the world. It's all up here for David. We all know that, and if he gets his head straight, man, I don't think anyone can stop that guy. I ended up meeting Stephen J. Wong, the director and producer, a while ago, and we just became really close friends. And then when the time came to put on the world premiere, he called me up and he's like, what are you doing February 25th? I said, I'm not even sure. What's going on? He's like, well, you're emceeing the evening. I said, is that an ask or a tell? He's like, both. I need you there. I said, I will do it 100% for you, no problem. So he asked me to come on and it's a basic role, introduce the movie, get the crowd riled up. We'll have a nice Q&A session afterwards, and we'll take it from there. But it's an honor and a pleasure. I'm in the movie. A bunch of other media guys are in the movie as well, just talking about George and stuff, so it's a good time.
What do you expect from the crowd tonight here at the premiere?
I hope they brought their tissues, because I've seen the movie. There's a variety of emotional situations that go up and down. You feel for the guys, you get pumped up, and then you really see a deep sense of what Stephen Wong was able to capture. And I think the fans here are really going to get a glimpse of, a side of the two fighters that you've never seen before. You see it sometimes in a lot of the major productions that the Ultimate Fighting Championship puts on. You see it sometimes in the primetime shows, the countdown shows. But this is a little bit of a different angle that Stephen was able to get, and it's unbelievable. It's crazy stuff.
How important is a documentary like this for the sport of MMA and for Ontario?
The more the better. It's so great that the world premiere is happening in the province of Ontario. As we know, it just recently got sanctioned and regulated for the sport of mixed martial arts, and it shows a side of these guys that most people don't know about, because most of them, the majority of fans think these guys are just fighters and that's all they know. Now you're going to see a side of these guys in their everyday lives, like during holidays, just regular with families. So you really see this stuff, and this is what I've always, with MMA Connected, when I first pitched it to Sportsnet, one of the ideas was not only to just look at fights and break down fights and talk about what just happened, what's happening next weekend, but to showcase these fighters, showcase them as regular human beings. You look at your Rich Franklin, he's a high school teacher, a former high school teacher. Chuck Liddell, he's got a business degree. You look at Forrest Griffin, he's a cop. There's cops out there, there's teachers out there, and they can relate to these fighters. And when you can relate to a fighter, you become invested in their career, and that's what I've always wanted to show. And Stephen Wong has done an amazing job. You're going to see it's an amazing job. You get even more invested in George St. Pierre and in David Loiseau for sure. I did get certification from Big John McCarthy's command system, both for judging and reffing. I don't think I'll ever ref. I'd like to. I don't think I will. But judging, to me, Big John yells at me all the time. He's like, reffing is easier, judging is more difficult. I tend to see judging easier than reffing, because reffing is a completely different thing altogether. I would rather judge. I've been offered a whole whack of opportunities to do both. It's up to the big bosses at Sportsnet to say, yeah, go and do it.
Why not ref?
It's hard. Judging, you're still looking at it from an analyst point of view. You're looking at it from effective, cage control. You're looking at it from an aggressive standpoint. You're looking at it from a regular fan's point of view, kind of thing, right? Even though there's certain criteria you have to follow. Refereeing is completely different. It doesn't matter what one guy's doing offensively. It doesn't matter what the other guy's doing defensively. Basically speaking, a guy's got to intelligently defend himself. But you're looking for like 41 fouls and different things that could be, guys grabbing shorts, grabbing the fence when you're not looking. There's so many different variables. You're looking at a fight in a completely different aspect.
You're going to answer the first thing that comes to your mind.
That's not
either
good.
One word,
That's not good.
a couple words, or a quick sentence. You got 5 seconds per question, max.
Okay.
George St. Pierre.
Way ahead of his time.
David Loiseau.
It's all mental, David.
Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty?
Half full.
Favorite martial art?
Mixed martial arts.
Favorite martial artist?
I like Tony Jaa.
Me too.
Tony Jaa is just, some of that stuff he does on screen is absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy. But if you're talking about in the octagon, I might have to say Anderson Silva. George, don't get mad, but Anderson Silva.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Pet peeve or something that really gets under your skin?
People that live under a rock.
Would you rather punch or kick?
Kick.
Most memorial moments?
Most?
Memorial moments.
The day Roger Sportsnet offered me a contract and I was able to live my dream of doing this full time.
Favorite part or experience during the filming of the documentary?
Just being asked to be in it. When Steven and the guys asked me to sit me down and do questions, they asked me the questions in Vancouver. I was just blown away. Thank you. Yeah.
Do you think there'll ever be a time where you need a bodyguard?
It's already happened a few times. Vancouver, when the UFC 115 in Vancouver, it was safe to say that it wasn't a good idea that I walked the streets. I actually had a few of the Vancouver Canucks corner me at the media workouts. They're like, dude, you cannot walk the streets of Vancouver. Toronto, my home city, it's pretty cool, but the city of Vancouver, they love me out there, and there's haters out there as well. So yeah, I need some sort of security just to walk me around every so often.
Favorite fight?
Royce Gracie, Dan Severn, followed by Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen.
Worst injury ever?
To me? Where do I start? Broke both my ankles, sprained both knees, both sides, MCL, ACL, both my rotator cuffs are toast. Pretty much the reason why you don't see me, I've never stepped into a cage or a ring. Worst injury? Ankles.
Favorite place in the whole world?
My dad's house in southern Italy.
Dream car?
Ferraro, last name's a Ferraro, I gotta get a Ferrari. F60 or something, Ferrari, yeah.
Favorite store to shop at?
I know this is. I don't want to sound overly facetious and conceited, but my clothes are all made for me from Aquarius Menswear, from Sportsnet, and I get sponsors that send me stuff, so I don't really do too much shopping. What about the iTunes store? Apps, man. I love my apps. I got my iPhone. I love my apps, and I guess if I'm gonna go somewhere shopping, it's got to be one of those sports stores. I guess if I can buy a Toronto Maple Leaf jersey, a Vancouver jersey, any MMA stuff, that's kind of stuff I like shopping for.
Favorite genre of music?
Born and raised, ironically, hip hop. I love hip hop, but anything that drives you emotionally. Got to be something to the point where when you listen to it, it's not just a beat. It's got to. I want to hear a story. Like I love Eminem as a great storyteller. Slick Rick back in the day, great storytellers. Paris, Rakim, Paris Hilton, the MC Paris. Paris Hilton. I see her in Vegas all the time. You're awesome. Storytellers. Exactly. Yeah.
Favorite song?
Shook Ones Part 2 by Mobb Deep.
Would you rather give a present or receive a present?
Give.
Would you rather be a leader or a follower?
Leader.
Almost there. What languages do you speak?
I speak English obviously fluently, Italian fluently, picking up Spanish, picking up French, and picking up a bit of Portuguese because of all the jiu-jitsu training that I've done in the past.
Oh, tabon. Last question of the night. Here's a big one. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
I will go with the egg for $500, Alex.
All right, here we go. Showdown Joe Ferraro, Mark Fryer for Conestoga College.